world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is Curious Listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Curious Times. It's Friday night. Welcome to your weekend. If you're a Monday to Friday person, welcome to your weekend. Otherwise, welcome to just another night. And Brittany's here tonight. Yay! And we can thank Brittany that there's even a show then. I didn't really know if I really had anything to talk about if I didn't have a guest. And so Brittany saved the day. I'm very happy about that. And I told Brittany gotta get a bio, and I went and stole some pictures even without her permission. So I don't know, she might tell me screw you and get them pictures down. But and like I want to be able to have a setup for Brittany like every other guest, and not have her just be like, just some nobody or something like that, because she's pretty darn good, and so I want to get that set up too for the future. Anyway, what else is coming up here? Tomorrow we have Kimber, and I know Kimber is working very hard to come up with a topic for tomorrow, right, Kimber? She's listening, and I know she's listening, so she's like, so Google spiritual topics or something there, Kimber, and come up with something for tomorrow. And Sunday we have Jeannie, and I think Leah Dawn might be joining her, but in any case, Jeannie is a recent grad from the Kara Center mediumship course, and so she'll be doing her practicum part of her program in order to get her final certification. Diana Monroe is here Monday. Tuesday, Lisa Nolan Shalosky is off. But we have a new person called Pamela Vincent, and she is a tarot reader and a healer and things like that. She popped in last night and looks like she's going to get along just fine with everybody. She was active in the chat room and looks like she doesn't mind having a little bit of a laugh now and then. Sometimes you get these way too serious people, and you're all like, and so anyway, it looks like Pamela will be just fine. Barbara DeLong is here Wednesday just for a discussion show. She's going to be here as usual for the first Wednesday of every month for the reading show, and then the third Wednesday until the end of the year, the third Wednesday of the month will be a discussion show. That sort of goes back to how we had it set up last year, and then probably about this time last year, she says, hey, I'm really busy till the end of the year, so let's drop that second show and let's revisit it in the new year. And we kind of really didn't revisit it in the new year until now. And so she plopped us in for the rest of this year, and we'll revisit it again next year. So Thursday, Janie. Now it's like Jamie, like Jen Young and Amy Kavanaugh. Jamie. Jen Young and Amy Kavanaugh, Stop, Drop, and Think. And a week from tonight, yes, I am in the right one. And is Dorothy Holder, Energy Therapies. And so that's what's coming up for the next week at Curious Times. Like I said, we got Brittany here today, so I don't have a bio to read. Brittany's been hanging out at the show for a long, long time, and she's come on many times to help do the readings and do, fill in and do things like that. And she's very good. And so we're going to maybe, see if we can't get her set up as a real legit guest and everything, you know what I mean? Get a bio and everything for her. But so let's make her tell us about her like she's a real guest or something this time. Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Sorry, my vanity also serves as my reading table, so I always remove all my makeup and everything.
Oh my God, you have to move the makeup. And since I know that you're a makeup artist, that probably is no small task, eh?
No.
I have a friend.
For some reason, I like everything just weird. I don't know. It's weird. I can't just have even leave the littlest thing. I have to always transform it.
Well, I get that. I have a friend in East Texas, Vicky, and she has so many crystals and stones that it takes her like a day to hunt them all down and get them all together to get them out into the moonlight, you know what I mean? And she has to do some pretty crazy things because she has this big, huge dog that she can't just put it on. She lives kind of out in the country, but even then she can't just put them all out on a big table out there because if he can get to it, he'll just clunk off with one of them or something like that, And so,
right now I'm mine in a box that Amy actually sent me for Christmas or the holidays a year or two ago, a seashell box.
Awesome.
I don't know. I have so many crystals, but I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing with them. I need the Idiot's Guide to Crystals. Even though I do know, but just never
there's Google
feel
too,
Yeah. I have a bunch of books and stuff too.
You should almost do if you really want to, then it's just go if you know what you have, that's half the battle, right? And you could just go with a stone a day or a stone a week or something, and so carry one.
Funny, I don't I almost feel what do I put a battery in them or something? I just how do I get these things to work?
Oh, you're funny. No battery needed. No battery needed. And I don't think that you're necessarily, I hear people go, oh, it's so powerful. I put it in my hand, and it's so powerful. And you have to be so, I'm all oh my God, you know what I mean? But if that's the way it is for them, then that's the way it is. Sometimes I think it's if they heard somebody say that, I'm trying to think of what's that green one? I always forget what it's called. Anyway, that's just so powerful. And so if they heard some psychic on some show on some broken down old network, say, oh, you got to be careful because this has got such powerful energy. Then all of a sudden, it's have you ever taken Reiki training?
No, I've never done that.
Okay, so when I was taking my Reiki course, you know what I mean? I was the only one. I bring it real, And so what we would do is we would get together as a group or, in the class setting, similar to a setup here on IntuiTalks, so a virtual classroom, people could call in, there was a chat room and all that kind of stuff. And then the instructors could have their slideshow and everything like this. And so, they would get down to practicing, and then it would be so, this one would come on, and I'm feeling that in my heart area is tingling, and then but down the line everybody else is me too, and it comes to me and I'm I don't feel a damn I don't feel a damn thing, It doesn't mean it's not working, I said, but I don't feel this tingling.
Yeah, I feel I'm the same way.
Yeah, and so, but it doesn't mean, but all I'm saying is that sometimes what I'm trying to get at here is that all too often, I think, people are trying to have themselves come off as being some highly sensitive or powerful or this or that, and so they're saying stuff that isn't true. They're saying stuff that isn't true, and I would always I'm sure that I had a conversation with my instructor, and I know that I wrote a note. I'm like, I bet you on this exercise, you're not going to get anybody who's going to have the same kind of explanation of what I experienced as me. You know what I mean? And I think that that's how they knew that I was actually legitimate with what I was doing. And so when I was reporting, because, this one time I did this whole thing, and I've told this story before, and so is like, I felt like this almost as if there was a cylinder of energy coming through my hand, and I felt like the perimeter of that, or the circumference of that, I felt it like as if I was resting my hand on top of a glass. You know what I mean?
And that sounds more realistic to me than, you know what I mean? Like if someone said that, I'd probably believe them more than just saying their chakras are opening up or something like that.
And I've never heard anybody really talk about it that way. And I described, that I was pushed forward and I could feel the pressure on, and I was playing with it and this and that. And so like, I just try to be really legitimate in everything. But I just think that there's a lot of people out there that, just say, they're parrots, right? They're just repeating or regurgitating what someone else has said.
It's like the same information, like regurgitated over and over again, and then they add some like woo-woo metaphysical word, and and all the.
Well, and that's why I think, like with your crystals or whatever, or your stones and all that, like you could just pick one for a day or for a week, and just like carry it in your pocket, or like keep it so it's like with your body, not like sitting in a purse on the counter over there. You know what I mean?
I always have them on my purse.
Right, and so like have it like with you, and at first, like say if you did this for a week, you know what I mean, and just like make sure you have it with you every day. And then maybe in the third or fourth day, then look that particular stone up to see what are the metaphysical properties and what are the uses of it. And
make it random, so then it's not like you're trying to convince yourself whatever the book says or the Google says is what it's doing.
First have it with you, pay attention to what's been, and then as you go and you read about that stone, then you can go, oh yeah, well, I actually, now that it comes, I was a little bit calmer. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't freak out all over that asshole or whatever the deal is. You know what I mean?
Which I did yesterday, so maybe I should have had a hell of a lot of crystals with me yesterday.
Should have had some obsidian or one of those,
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it definitely, the full moon, I could definitely tell it was approaching last night, for sure.
So this is like a full moon eclipse thingy going on right about now, hey?
Yeah.
Going on right about now?
I keep hearing different things. Someone told me last night, and then someone told me today.
They're saying that you're not. Are you on a speaker or something, or they're saying they're not hearing you as well?
You know what? I got a new computer. I have a MacBook now, but I can use. If the other one sounds better, I could use that one.
I mean, whatever. I don't want to put you to any trouble. Can everybody hear Brittany? Like, even if you have. What if I turn my volume? I could turn my mic down, and then everyone can turn their volume up. Probably the problem is I'm loud and you're quiet, and so if they turn their thing up, then I probably blast them out.
Let me see.
Not a real problem, says Heath. So, not a real problem. So tell everybody. Are you using like a headset or something like that?
No, but I do have one. Hold on one second.
That would be the ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. that was the ticket. I'll toss a quick song on and then we'll get it squared away. She might have to come in because if it's using her computer, but you know how that goes. It's already using the wrong mic then. Let me find something here. Let's see. Janie's got a gun. I haven't played Adele in a while.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, just bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. There's a tear. You have my heart inside. We played it to the beat. Baby, I have no story to be told, but I've heard one on you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make a home down there with mine, sure won't be shared. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. There's a tear. You have my heart to find what you live for. Turn my sorrow into treasure gold. You pay me back in kind and reap just what you sow. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. Oh.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you, IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under-one-roof network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
All right, we're back, and let's go check in with Brittany. And hey, Britt.
Hey, I'm just I'm seeing with my Mac that there's only headphones. With my other computer, there's two.
Is that better for you, Heath?
Wondering. Well, with this Mac, what I'm saying is I only see like a headphone outlet. Like with the other one, it's had the two.
Well, does your headset need one plug or two?
Two.
Oh, it needs two.
The red and the black.
Okay. You need what I had to buy, which is the opposite of this. So it's like
just for now.
Okay, fine.
I'll just have my other computer loading.
It's fine, Brittany. It's fine.
Okay.
Fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now we're gonna take some calls soon, you guys. So, but why don't you just tell everybody, like, just real quick, Brittany, like, when did you start? Like, I know that you do a little bit of mediumship, you do psychic stuff, you do cards. What's your strongest modality, and when did you really start realizing that you were having any of these abilities?
Probably about, I want to say 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. I had always been interested in this kind of stuff, but it was like almost more like kind of like carnival, kind of boardwalk,
right?
Like kitschy kind of, you know what I mean? Like an interest in it. I didn't really know why.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to explain. Like before I had gotten into a bad car accident, I had started to read more like kind of like law of attraction type books, which, I had really has nothing to do with spirituality. Somehow it just kind of opened the other door for, things that I'm more into right now. More just, I don't know, just positive outlook thing led me to a book by this writer, Gabby Bernstein, and she has this book called Spirit Junkie, and she was like a PR person in New York, and she was miserable, and she had like a highly addictive personality, and basically she read, what is it, the Book of Miracles? Is that the name of the book? I think.
Yeah.
And
the Course of Miracles.
Yeah, Course of Miracles.
Amy. Yeah.
And it changed her life or whatever, and it was, her first book's really about kind of, I guess, her life and things she dealt with and how it changed her life, and then I read a few other of her books, and somehow that was what kind of started to, introduce me to this kind of, lifestyle. And then, but I still wasn't really grasping it. Like not like I was a bad person before or anything, and I'm still learning, but I think I just was really a lot more materialistic before that time.
Right.
And I just wasn't, I was flaky, and I just really wasn't there 100% for friends like I should have been. And I literally like got into this car accident and I like hit a brick wall, like literally and literally.
Yeah. Right.
That basically was a wake up call for me. And then when that happened, then kind of opened up a lot more for me. And the first reading I really ever did was from my friend Steve, his father. He had passed away, and I knew like something was in the room that wasn't like familiar energy, and it just kind of went from there. And I felt really stupid. I don't really know why I decided to say anything to him about it, but I just felt like I had to, especially to him, because he, this guy wasn't you know, we had never talked about that kind of stuff, you know.
Right.
And I, you know, I never, also too, it was more recent when his father had passed, and I just felt even weird about bringing it up because it was still kind of recent. And,
right.
I kept trying to ignore it, and it just wasn't happening.
Right. Well, you can't ignore some things, you know.
Yeah.
So hey, listen. Let me ask you real quick. Do you have Skype on your new computer?
Yes, I do.
So log into your Skype account. I'm going to see if I can bring you on my call and see if that makes you louder just by doing that. I think it will. And in the meanwhile, I'll do a.
All I've been doing on this computer is watching Hulu and Netflix.
No problem. No problem. If you got Skype and you can log in, then I'll see you log in, and then I'll just pull you on. Meanwhile, I'll just do a quick shout out. Amy's listening in, and it's funny because about 1 second after you mentioned Amy's name earlier, about her sending that box, I think it was right then, but first time you mentioned Amy's name, 1 second later, Amy popped in. Well, and so that was funny. Beth is here. Beth has been there right from the beginning. Cell phone, I do not know who that is. Christy Who is here. Diane in Canada. Heath. Kimber, who's working very hard on figuring out tomorrow's topic. I just know she is. And Kathleen Moore is there. And otherwise, a.k.a. the artist formerly known as Kathleen Moore, who is currently known as Kathleen White. Sherry is there. Annette is there. Sandy, Wildflower Wind is there. So, yes or no on the Skype? No?
I probably have to download it and everything, so that's why it's
okay.
My computer is turning on right now, so I'll just switch from this one to that one. Like they'll both be on.
Okay. It's just, I think what's happening is, like, sometimes you're fine and then you just are talking lower and so it goes low, you know what I mean? And I don't want to have to keep saying speak up, you know? And
fix the input output kind of speaker. I mean, I'm familiar with Macs, but I never had one before now.
Right.
So one day I have to fool around with it. Better to use the old one than try to do it now.
Yeah, no worries. I had to buy, for my headset has two. My headset has two, like that, right? A green and a pink or whatever. And my new computer has one prong in, so I had to get a thingamajig that I had two too, but I don't even know where the second one went now. So it takes it from two into it's an end that has two female ends that you post in each, and then it comes out with just one prong, you know. And so that worked really well for me. But it came from China, for crying out loud. You can't even get something that easily here. And so what are you gonna do? Are you jumping to the other computer? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's loading.
Okay,
I'll just keep talking on this one, and then when it's up, I'll just switch on that one.
Okay. Well, do we want to take our first call then, or what do you want to do? Wait until you're situated properly on the next other computer?
You can take it. I'll just, you know what? I'll sit a little bit closer.
Okay. All right. And so the first person I noticed is the person on the cell phone. Who's this?
Is it me?
Yeah, who's that?
This is Lorraine.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi. I feel so bad about you and your tooth.
Oh, that's okay.
Good grief.
Thanks.
That sounds...
It's awful.
I know my husband had a bad toothache here a couple weeks ago, and man, he was in pain.
Well, what's happening is that, like, it's slightly misaligned because it's loose, and so when I clamp down, it's my bottom tooth will force it one way or the other. Like it doesn't, the contact doesn't meet properly, hey? And so
Yeah.
it just, every time that happens, is like,
Like
and
a nerve or something, probably, or
just be out. Like, I think it's just so bad by now that it just needs to come out, and so I just don't have a dental plan or anything like that. So I just been putting up with it. But anyway, enough about that.
Well, okay.
What do you need? What do you need?
Well, I was gonna talk to Brittany, and I've never spoke with Brittany before. Hello, Brittany.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, good. Are you all situated over there?
Yep.
Okay. I was just gonna see if do you see any changes coming up in my life at all?
Sure. Pull some cards too. I get stuff in. Hold on one second.
Okay.
I get stuff like through cards, but also like intuitively. So I'm gonna pull some cards and see what else I get. But one thing I just want to ask you real quick that doesn't have to do with it is there. I got it in like I don't know if it's Donald or D, like a woman's name. Like there's someone with like a Deandra or a D or like a Donald. It's a D name.
A D.
I believe it's a woman.
Yeah, D name. I can't think of offhand.
It's okay.
A D name, a Dawn.
So we're talking about someone that's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this could be a friend. It could be, whatever. Like, oftentimes,
like it's like a Deandra or a name like that, but they called her like D for short.
I'll think about it. I work at a hospital. A lot of people die around me, so I'm thinking.
Okay. Anyway, so
family member wise, I don't have one.
All right, no problem. I just figured I'd say something because that's the first thing I got before, but that was like when me and Chris were still talking, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right. So your question was about changes?
Yeah. And if loved ones come through, that's fine too. That's fine to talk to them.
No problem. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm getting both something about changes and loved ones.
Oh, nice.
I'm getting a woman that passed away who was like a real like kind of like I don't know how to put this like a wino.
A wino.
Yeah. Like always had like a glass of wine in her hand. Like kind of like very like just funny but kind of ditzy personality.
Yeah. Okay. Oh gosh, without a like I can't even think of anybody.
That's okay. I'm trying to that's trying to see what else.
Okay.
This is kind of like very specific, but I want to say they were of Cuban descent. I mean, I don't know what you are or if this would be a friend.
They were
you
what?
Said Cuban?
Cuban. Yeah, like I think Cuban background.
Oh, no, I don't have anybody in that area. my mind's just racing because I'm thinking.
Well, what happens, I want to remind everybody is what happens, and it happened even to me, of all the shows I've done, and you get a little bit of psychic amnesia or whatever, and the thing is that lots of times you're expecting to hear from only very certain ones. You know what I mean? And they're lo and behold, a week later you're going, oh shit, my best friend, I've actually had people on the show go, nope, I don't know anybody by that name, and then by the end of the call they're like, well, my husband's name is blah. It's like, they forget their own freaking husband's name or something like that. And so just write the stuff down, and the other thing that people often don't know is they don't know the names of all their relatives. You know what I mean? And I had no idea. Like, I had a psychic telling me, German. I'm like, no, try Russian. And she's like, well, I don't really, but okay, let's just go with that for now. And she's like, David, and I'm all like, well, I have one uncle, Dave, that's still alive. Well, I come to find out that on my dad's side, which is probably why that one uncle is called Dave, is that my dad's grandpa and his great-grandpa were both named David, which I didn't know, and they were of German descent, which I thought I had everything in me but German. And I finally got my hands on a family tree, and there it was, 2 Davids and German. You know what I mean? And so
it was really strange. I was getting the information about the changes for you, and then this person interrupted me and sidetracked me. So I'm going to go back to your question. Yes. And I don't know if you're waiting for something this month, but I also feel like it's going to happen this month. Some sort of just a voyage, a personal journey, a trip, something, that's, literal or more, of a goal or a dream is, about to begin, and it's going to begin this month. I don't know if you've been waiting for something to take off. As far as a loan or inheritance or some sort of money coming in?
Well, I guess on that line where we have people coming to look at our house, and there might be a move.
Yeah, it's sooner than later. I would really not be surprised if it happens before this month ends.
Oh. You mean like the move, you mean?
Not the move per se just yet, but the arrangements and the paperwork and all that to get it going.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
I'm just trying to, but the only thing I'm getting it's not negative, it's just something I want to bring up. Has there been fighting or issues about this move with other family members or people in your family, or I don't know if you have kids or your husband, somebody's not 100% on this?
That would be my husband.
Yeah, just make sure you're both on the same page before you start, getting everything going. Because I know you really want to get it done and get things, moving. But just, touch base with him and make sure you guys are on the same page, because I definitely feel his,
well, and
anger, but
well, he's perfectly happy here, and so am I. It's just that some people came up and said, "Hey, we want to look at your place," And then, of course, in my mind, I thought, well, I could move closer to the kids, and it would have to be something similar to this before we would move. So, yes, I know he loves his home, so, but it...
Yeah. He's not like, he doesn't have like, he's not like angry and like pent up about it. He just, it's like a lot of like resistance.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But we're okay with, both of us are okay.
Yeah. It's not like, that's what I said, it's not like, I just wanted to mention it just so you guys get on the same page, but it's not like a negative thing. It's just maybe not a mountain, but like a little bit of like a
resistance, like you said. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what else. I'm still getting the thing about the wine. I heard wine again. I don't know if it's the same woman. I don't know if it has something to do with something different. Hold on one second.
With wine?
Yeah.
That's funny. I can't think of anyone offhand, but I'm not.
I don't think it has to do with this woman this time. I think I don't know if there's something to do with like a vineyard or someone who's planning like to go to a vineyard or a wine tasting or something like that in the future, or if it's been in discussion. But I see like a lot of like little like mini day trips and things like that this fall. So.
It might. It possibly could.
What else that could possibly be? I'm just gonna move on from that because I'm not.
Who runs around with? I get this image of somebody that drank wine from their coffee cup, so no one knew they were drinking wine.
Basically, like that. Like this very like kind of like ditzy, like comical kind of like almost like I don't know. Like I have like a comedian or like an actress on like the tip of my tongue that I want to say it reminds me of, but I can't think of it.
I picture what you're saying, and I can't think of anyone like that. Kind of good-hearted, having a glass of wine, and
Yeah, but this person like had like a lot of glasses of wine.
Okay. Well,
not in a bad, not like she was like an alcoholic, but like she was like maybe like at the Christmas party or like a work party.
Yeah, at the.
All right, we'll move on from it.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. Cool. Don't be sorry. I feel like drinking now, though.
I know she's making us all thirsty.
Okay, so as to the actual question about whatever, you got some changes coming. What else is there, Brittany, that you can zero in on? And
just to touch base with her husband about the move, because I think he'll eventually go along with it, and to just look out for things coming to a start with the move by the end of the
new
month.
Project or a new something new. Yeah.
And I just bought some tarot cards, but I haven't opened them because I'm pretty dumb to it. I just need to do some research on it. Is that pretty easy to get into, or do you have to?
Honestly, with mine, it's I do it like very like non-traditional. Like the deck I have is the Gypsy Witch deck, and it's not tarot, and it's not the Lenormand, or I never say it right, Lenormand, or whatever the hell it is, deck.
Okay.
It's kind of like in between like regular tarot and that deck. It's very simple, but I started to read them normally, and then as I started to read more and more, I kind of would my mind would be led in one direction, and then I would get information more myself. I kind of use my cards as like a crutch almost.
Okay.
What deck did you get? What deck did you get? Number one.
The Rider-Waite, I believe that's called.
Okay,
Rider.
so you got so like, and you got a little book with it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So the first thing that you did wrong is you failed to open your deck. Open the damn deck. Okay? Okay. It doesn't do any good being all suffocating and all that cellophane and everything like that, right? Open.
Okay.
And handle the cards, okay? Just like go through them, look at the pictures, Don't look at the book at first. Just look at the pictures and what things you notice on those pictures and all the different things on those pictures. And sometimes they'll say, like, carry those cards around with you for, especially at first, and you're infusing your energy into those cards. When I get a new deck or something like that, if I care about it, you know what I mean? I don't mean like when I get the stupid ass angel decks, Doreen, Virtue, Angel, whatever crap, Oracle stuff. I don't really care so much about those, but a real deck like my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, like when I got that deck, like I then would even put that under the pillow. I would take the deck out. I had a little elastic, holding the cards together. And then I'd put that even under the pillow when I slept. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then
YouTube too. A lot of, YouTube has a lot of people that kind of break it down in a simple way.
Yeah. But first is just get used to the cards. Get used to them, shuffle them around, work them. Look at the pictures. Then then take a look at the picture. Take a look at a picture. And then, what kind of things jump out at you, you know what I mean? And then go ahead and look at the book and see what does it say about that, right? There's all kinds of, different ways to learn. You could go ahead and learn, never mind the deck at all. Just go and learn, what do 10s mean? What do 5s mean? What do 8s mean? Then what does wands mean? And what does cups mean? And what does, And then the major arcana, like the Hanged Man and the Fool and the Death card and all that. And you might want to, but it's a lot to memorize, if you're going to do it that way. That's why some people, they just go with if I look at this deck or something like that, there's a lot of things on a particular card. You know what I mean? But it might be that one day when I look at it, I might pay attention to what's the first thing that jumps out at me when I look at that card, because then that might be more pertinent to the question that's being asked. And don't start asking the same question for the cards for yourself. Don't do that. Don't keep asking the same question for the card, because it's just going to be a mess. You know what I mean? And so start off with just simple past, present, future. You know what I mean? And go with people or friends or this or that, and then you can start to feel, what the deal is with it, and you can see how it fits. But it's just nothing that's going to happen overnight for you. Not with tarot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've been waiting for a day off so I can sit there. That's why they haven't been opened yet.
Right, and so some of them, I had one teeny little book somewhere, and I don't know where it is at this moment, but it'll have a whole description for a card, but then it'll also just have 3 bullet points, which are the main themes of the card. And so I can just look at the main theme of the card, and then I can just go, if it's I don't know, betrayal or something, right? Then I won't read the verbatim of what the description is saying. I go be aware that now if it's a picture of a dude on the card or a picture of a chick on the card, that may or may not mean that, that it's going to be a guy that's going to betray you or a female that's going to betray you. But you might want to just just start with the gentle, say be on guard that somebody's not being exactly honest, or that they're betraying you, or they're talking about you behind your back, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, that's where I worry that I would mess up, is that I would read it wrong. So I guess just practicing.
That's right. And nobody, and I say nobody, should be taking any major life altering decisions based on what some tarot reader tells you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even if they're 30 years experience, you have to be responsible for your life, And therefore, you shouldn't also take on the responsibility of that. You should try to be as careful as you can with how you say stuff or whatever. But, you cannot, if you're going to go into it feeling responsible for everything, then that's going to be a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a problem. So anyway, we got to move on. I got a bunch of people up here, so so just at least get freaking cards out of the plastic, for crying out loud, Lorraine. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time tonight. Thanks, Brittany.
All right.
Okay.
So wants to know if they can get a reading without a mic. One or two things is, if you have a phone, you can call. If you have a long distance plan or something and it won't cost you, you can phone in as well. If you have Skype, you don't have a headset. Do you have a webcam mic or no mic at all on the computer? We'll see if she can pull it. We'll see if she can pull some cards for you. It's just not easy because there can be no feedback, no instant, if we wait around for you to type your feedback, it just starts to get really bogged down. Okay, let's go next to Sherry. Are you there for a reading, Sherry? If you are, can you do you know how to unmute yourself, Sherry? Okay, I'm gonna unmute you. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, just listening.
Okay, I didn't know. I have no way of knowing, so. All right, I will leave you be then. How's it going? Good?
Good, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Thank you, Sherry. And I know that Annette, if you are here, Annette did press 1, so here, Annette. Hello, Annette.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure, what's going on?
Well, I've never talked to Brittany, so I thought I'd give her a chance.
You'd give her a chance?
Yeah, it's a full moon. Why not, right?
Grateful for that.
You silly girl.
You're getting it. Ouch, I just grinded my tooth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's like talking is not even as easy, you know what I mean? Anyways, okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a question?
How about, but anything you can pick up, Brittany. Thank you for taking my call.
I haven't started pulling cards yet, but do you have a son?
A son?
Yeah.
No, I have 2 grandsons.
Cards. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with them, if it's about your grandsons.
Killing.
I don't know if this sounds right, but is one of your grandsons like having trouble with like his group of friends this year, like this school year? Something to
do. Not that I'm aware of,
No, nothing.
Well, make yourself aware. Get involved. I'm just kidding. Are the grandsons old enough to be in school?
Yeah. One's 13 and one's 16.
Oh, then there's trouble. You got to know there's trouble.
Yeah, a little bit here and there, what I'm saying, but nothing major that I'm aware of. And they pretty much tell me everything. I know more than their mothers do.
No, I just said something about the older son. Like he's like usually he looks forward to school starting, but like this summer he was not really thrilled about it. I don't know if just.
I know the girl that he's dating has family problems, so that kind of falls back on him.
Yeah, that might be it too.
Get closer to computer.
Hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
I don't know. It's a lot of
Spit it out. Spit it out.
It's not. It's like it's not like it's bad. It's just I don't know if you guys have had a lot of loss and a lot of just hard times the last like 5 years, and things are finally just starting to settle back to how they were. But it just seems like a very somber last few years. And finally, things are getting back to normal and becoming, more to like a usual routine. But I just feel very, not like depressed, just like somber. Like it's just a lot of unfortunate things happened, and I don't know why I'm feeling this. I'm not really getting like any kind of clues except for maybe, people passing away and losses. But hold on, let me just. I mean, I don't know if this does hold true, but if this is, I mean, I can definitely assure you that, things are finally getting back to normal and, looking more brighter and just better and lighter. I want to say it's just like just things just felt very heavy.
I've had a lot of medical problems, but not losses. We had a lot of losses, like in '94, and everybody else seems to have stayed alive. But like '94 was a bad year. I mean, it was like one every 3 months, But we haven't had a lot of losses in family, really. My family's really small, so everybody else is, But
I don't know. I like.
Okay, this could be like lots of like breakups or like this one's broken up or that one, loss of jobs or loss of like it doesn't always have to be
heavy. I just feel like I've had like the weight of like the world on my shoulders the last few years.
Always somebody to worry about or something's always like, just when you think you can, it's safe to come out again or something, like somebody else has got something else going on or whatever. That's what I'm feeling that Brittany is trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that type of loss, yeah. I went through a breakup like 6 months ago, but,
Well, things just feel like this this heavy loss the last few years, and I start to feel like kind of like, weights being lifted one by one, and just a lighter, airier feeling.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to be relisting my house on Monday. Do you see anything with that?
Is there any way you could maybe hold off on it till the spring, or do you want to get it done like right now?
I've already signed the contract today, so that's done.
Yeah, I mean, that would be good. I don't really see any movement with it until like early spring, end of winter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That doesn't mean you can't, put it out there. It just,
right.
I don't really think you'll get the, what exactly you're looking for or what you want from it until a little nicer out, or I don't know. I'm getting like end of winter, early spring for that.
Okay.
One more thing I wanted to mention. I know you said something about 94. A lot of people passed away. Is there anybody? The number 10 is significant.
My daughter's birthday is September 10th.
Is she alive or is she passed?
She's alive. She's my youngest one.
Okay. Has she had like loss in her life?
Yes. She's had several miscarriages.
Okay. 'Cause I got a lot of early death. Not her, obviously, but people.
Right. So now that you mention it, I guess that would be losses, but we're just kind of so used to it.
Yeah.
She's got a brain tumor, and she. Yeah,
that's
that
what
would
I
be
mean
the
by
losses. Yeah.
Things will start to get more lighter for her too. Because I felt kind of that same kind of empathic kind of feeling when I was talking to you a few minutes ago, like with her, like it's gonna be less intense. Is one more thing. I'm just trying to figure it out. Something to do with like kittens or I don't know, like I don't know if kittens or cats are significant to your daughter.
What was that, hon? With my daughter?
Kittens or cats, I don't know if they're significant to her.
She's got a couple cats, yes.
Yeah, she seems to get, honestly, healing from her animals, They help her out a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Lift her mood through, those tough times. About it, unless you have any other questions, but
Yes, I just started a relationship with someone. How do you see that going?
Now, why'd you go and do something like that?
Yeah, I know it. I know. I don't want to be alone like my mom was. You know what I'm saying? It's a big thing.
Is there another person though in the picture too that you're talking to that's like maybe more considered like a friend?
No. I'm just interested in this one person. He's going through his own personal things.
Just feels kind of like stale. Like this person would be a good friend, someone to, good to keep in your life, but I don't really think.
Not feeling the passion.
What?
Not feeling the passion.
I don't know. It's not like he's not going to be interested in you. I just don't see you being crazy about it. There's I don't know. Not written in stone. I'm just seeing you not crazy about it for a while. I would just go out and have fun and get used to it again, you know what I mean? Getting back in the swing of things, and I think that's almost more beneficial to you than actually the person itself. So,
you might have picked up. It's actually my ex-boyfriend's birthday today, so maybe that's who you picked up. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely seeing you going out and having fun and doing things. I just think you need maybe more of that right now than like settling down with someone right away.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for your reading, Brittany.
Plus, you said that the guy is going through some of his own stuff or something right now. It's best if you let that happen. That's a recipe for disaster if you get too serious with somebody that's not sorted out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not. Yep. Don't see the guy or anything like that, but to, be sure to take it good and slow and just have fun. No expectations. You know what I mean? I think sometimes what happens is people put all this pressure either on themselves or the other person for some, permanent thing, where it's like, take one day at a time. Just enjoy what it is today, and the rest will sort itself out. And nobody needs to scare the other one off or freak out or have expectations. Have expectations that you're going to treat each other, well, and enjoy each other's company, and I think the rest works itself out. You know what I mean?
Right. Stay in the sidelines for now. Right.
Yeah.
So I thank you for taking my call, Chris. Okay? And thank you, Brittany.
No problem.
Right on. Thank you. Okay. Kathleen, if you're one a reading, then unmute yourself or hit 1. Or are you just listening? She might be just listening then. And Kimber, same with you. I always assume you're just listening. And okay, then we're gonna go. Diane is there, and Andy is there. Let's go get Diane, and then we'll go to Andy. Hello, Diane. Yeah, there's room,
Hi,
Amy.
Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Diane. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, I just wondered. Well, I just basically wondered about change or anything you can see for.
You need to speak up too, you guys.
Oh,
Come
sorry.
on, give the lady a boost here. I'm crying out loud.
I've got my phone today. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, I just wondered if you could see any change.
Oh, any changes?
Change
Okay.
what?
Yeah. Well, like my move and stuff.
Okay.
What was the last part? I didn't hear it.
Her move. She's going to be moving in the next few months, let's say. Let's say the next few months. Hey, Diane?
Yes, sir.
I'll be back, you guys. I trust I can leave you alone and that you won't go whispering to each other, right?
Promise, I promise.
Well, the first thing I got is something with a 4-leaf clover. Does somebody collect 4-leaf clovers or Irish?
Yeah, I've got an Irish relative that's elderly. Yeah.
I don't know. I was doing the cards and the 4-leaf clover fell out before I even started pulling cards. A, I took as a good sign, and B, I took as, something to do having that kind of stuff around and it being sentimental.
Right.
Okay, let me see that. Is a lot of you having to move have to do with your neighbors by any chance?
Well, sort of. I got one neighbor who, but to a degree. But part of it is my allergies, and they did remediation on the outside, but
Yeah, because that could honestly what I'm gonna could do with both of it.
Yeah.
It's just outside things having to do with outside your actual home, not that you don't like your home now. It's this surrounding.
Yes,
people were.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, your move is definitely the best thing for you to do right now, and also to start a new chapter in your life. There's a lot of stagnant energy where you are right now. It seems very I don't know, not a very lively town. Not it just doesn't seem like it's a good fit for you where you are now either. No, this is gonna sound really random, but have you tried to grow plants and stuff where you live now and flowers and it never works out?
Yeah, I had a disaster with I had just started a garden on this tiny balcony, but because of the mold and stuff, they tore out the bricks and they took all my threw them out.
Yeah, I know that sounds silly to mention, but it actually has a lot to do with just that area. It's hard for life and living things to make it out alive, I don't know how else to explain it.
I thought I didn't say that because in 1 month, 7 people died. They all just stopped breathing. So I kind of went, wait a minute, is that wrong?
Yeah,
it's
I don't know. I think the best bet is to definitely just get out of that energy. It's holding you back almost. And it's not you. It's where you are right now.
No,
it's almost not. It's trapped in time. It's just a very weird feeling.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Just so many things will will definitely start coming your way when you leave this environment. I mean, you don't even have to do much, and things will fall in your lap for sure. It just seems like a brighter future, rather than if you stick it up there. It just doesn't seem like just happy. It just seems I don't know, not even just stale. It just seems like literally like you're suffocated. You can't breathe. Hard to have a positive outlook. It's like just a very weird energy, almost like that area is like trapped in some weird like time zone or vortex. I don't know. I don't really know anything about that stuff, but it's just like this weird kind of foggy energy around it. And once you go out of it, things start coming your way. You're not blocked anymore.
That'd be great, yeah. Because actually, yeah, because you know that thing where you go with the flow. I find that the flow is blocked.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought, it's got to be.
I would try to get out of there. Getting 5. So I don't know if that's like May, or if I don't know if that means more like 5 months. I'm getting 5, but I would definitely do it no later than this.
No later than as soon as effing possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, 5 is fantastic because every house or every place I've ever lived in has had that's with me is like 5 in it, the address.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why. As a child, like
that's a good sign, you know.
Well, all of the places have been shitty, right? So don't ever move into a place with a 5 in it ever again.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Yeah. No more 5.
There you go. There's your block.
Right.
Yeah, no 5. No 5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's good, but honestly, like Chris is saying, like, just get it going. I feel like if you just don't get it going by the spring, or during the winter, soon. I'm not even saying till next summer, like soon, ASAP. I just feel like it's gonna take longer and longer for you to get out. Like, this is a good time to do it, where it'll just be a faster process.
Well, yeah, that's what I was waiting for, was something that would be a smoother, faster process. Yeah, right. Thank you. That's
no problem.
Dead on, yeah, thank you. Because you're right. The 4-leaf clovers, I used to hear about them from the old lady because she was Irish. And I used to go around looking for 4-leaf clovers, and I always find 3, right, as a little tiny kid. Because it's very rare to find an actual 4-leaf clover. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that's a good sign. Okay,
well,
thank you.
Have that be like I know they're common, but, if you happen to see them in like an unusual place or whatever, take like those, synchronicities and those, signs as things are working out and coming along for you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. On a door, it's the place to take, right? Or something, right? Yeah, cool. All right. Thank you very much, Brittany. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Diane.
Thanks, Chris.
Take it easy. And, Kate, let's go with Bronwyn in the chat room.
Sure.
Bron. People call you Win or Bron, or do they call you Bronwyn? Or do they call you Jones, or do they call you Norris? Do they call you Joe, or do they call you Nor, or do they call you Bro, or do they call you... What do they call you? That's a very fancy schmancy name. Bronwyn Jones Norris. You know what I mean? That's like very formal. Anyway. B. Oh, all of the above. Okay, too many names. Bronwyn, B, or to be or not to be. Okay, so Bronwyn wants to know, and Bronwyn doesn't have a mic. Bronwyn has a list of things to do, And the top of the list is go get a headset. $20, no big deal. Okay, Bronwyn wants to know about a boyfriend or a move or whatever you get. So how about just do a quick 3-card general or something like that.
Cooking.
And then I'm going to come to Andy and then Amy. And now there's a wireless caller down there at the bottom. We'll see if there's time.
Okay.
Oh, you have a mic, but you just don't know how to turn it on. Oh, my God. Seriously?
How can you turn someone else on if you can't even turn your mic on? Just
How can you turn somebody else on if you can't even turn your mic on?
Sorry,
So if your boyfriend speak into the mic, tell him I don't know how. Okay, shut up. Go ahead, Brittany and Legacy. Go ahead.
Okay. What was it about? What was the first thing you said about a boyfriend?
Was either boyfriend or moving or just a general, whatever pops up, you know. Just a love channel. He did that just to make me say the L word. God will get you for that, Stan.
I don't know. A lot of the things that come up first are, I don't know if they've been engaged or talking about it and it didn't happen, or they went on a break, then got back together, and then thought about getting engaged. It seems like there's a lot of like failed commitment attempts in this situation. So I just want to know if that resonates for us at all with her, for him. Okay. And why is there a lot of travel to do with him? I get like he's not always.
First, I think we are. Okay, we shouldn't have to ask. I think it's a female. Pretty sure that it's a female, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Bronwyn, are you a male or a female?
I've been
okay.
I'm still married. Okay.
So the boyfriend is still married. That is a problem.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. You know what? Now that that makes a lot of sense.
But that doesn't mean that. Wait a minute, because they're not cheating. Yeah, female, and it's you that's still. But you're separated, right? You're separated, right? Please tell me you're separated, because then otherwise I'm going to put something else at the top of your list.
Okay.
Which is to say, separate from the husband and then have the boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like that. Just say it. Just say it. Okay, so Bronwyn is a female. I think is separated from the husband. Has the boyfriend who's at a distance, and probably it's the universe keeps him at a distance until you get the shit sorted out with the husband, the ex to be, and that kind of thing. But anyway. Now you've got a better lay of the land, right, Brittany?
Yeah, but has she met this person? Like, I know that sounds weird, but this isn't like an online relationship, is it?
Have you met Buddy face to face? Yeah, no, wait. Just waiting for the right answer. This is why we prefer people to come on so we can answer sooner. Like pulling teeth, no pun intended. Jim BF totally committed and coming here to move. Oh, you're moving in a week.
But have you actually met him yet, though? Like, I know you.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. A few times. She's not running away to Afghanistan with him or anything.
Yeah. Oh, a few. I don't know. I know you've met him, but I mean, did you guys meet online? I just feel like you don't know everything about this person. And I'm not saying it's your fault. It's just I feel like he's not disclosing everything to you. And it's easy to like paint yourself, you know, a lot more glamorous and more successful on the internet than it is, you know, in real life when you're this person like you see all the time.
Okay, yes, and that's what worries her. So there you go. Keep going. Just like, you know what? Like, you're right on it, Brittany. So just deliver it, and we'll let Bronwyn tell us. I always, you know me, I'm just saying, just give what you're getting, and then let if they take it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's worth just throwing everything you have and putting all your eggs in one basket with this person. I'm not saying like cut them off. I'm just saying don't move in with them just yet. I think there's just more things that he needs to fill you in on, that not like he's necessarily lying to you. It's just he hasn't told you, I think, the full picture and everything that's going on in their life. And I don't know if he's also has been married or separated or has like an ex, but I feel like on his side, there's someone who's not fully out of the picture yet and is like
bitch from hell.
What did you say?
Bitch from hell. Expert bitch from hell. So he's coming to move you. Is he moving? Okay, but if he's given all of his money to the exes, or how many kids he has, maybe how does he have, like, what do you not know about him? And maybe you know everything, and who knows what the deal is. But now you said he's coming to move you, but are you moving in with him, or are you just moving to be nearer to him?
Yeah, because I wouldn't do the move thing yet.
Well, she's already committed, it sounds like. So the idea is at least give yourself an out, save a little escape fund.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out, you know.
Yeah.
Because he's already, you know, he's coming together. It's too late for him. Now what we can do is we can give her a condom and we can give her a way out. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, that works.
There you go.
I don't know.
So you're getting a be very careful warning from Brittany.
Yeah.
And I think she paying attention, you know.
Okay.
She gets that.
Yeah, just be careful. Like I said, I'm not saying to cut it off or whatever. I'm just saying ask more questions. I feel like he knows a ton about you, but you don't really know as much about him. So don't be afraid to ask, you know, questions. You've met this person a few times and you're, you know, making a serious commitment to go by that person. So they owe you the answers, you know, to questions that you have.
Have you Googled him?
Yeah, seriously.
And so he has a roommate. And yes, I did. There you go. So he has a roommate. Yeah. Like, but you're going to be living in your own trailer? Like, can I get clear on that, Bronwyn? Are you... He's a sun dancer. So that means he must be native. And yeah, you'll be moving in. Okay, yeah, I will be moving into your trailer, or yeah, I will be moving in with him. Dun, 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 dun. Committed to the spiritual. Okay, good. So you're going to still have your own place. That's good. Good.
Yeah. Just the last thing I'll say, though, not to get personal, but how many, like, just, you know, to just, I guess, highlight it again, like, how many times has she's hung out with this person a few times, like, a few, like, you know, like, back and forth, long distance kind of thing, or, like, few, like, 3 or 4 times?
she's seen him face to face. She's been with him for a total of 4 weeks FaceTime. And then how long have you known him, like, in total? Streaker in the daytime. So 1.5 years. 1.5 years, and have spent a total of 4 weeks together over that time.
So that's years.
That's not 1.5 years.
Okay. All right. I mean, like I said, just go with caution. Just, and he's not a bad person. It's just, like I said, I think he's, portraying a very perfect cutter image of himself right now, and I just think he hasn't really told you everything about his life. So, just ask questions. That's all.
So if he's a really spiritual, and he really is, like, with his native traditions and all of that, you know what I mean? Then that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And just Google it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, have you been listening to me, Bronwyn? Like, that's so funny. Because that's that is my go-to.
Google it, for crying out loud. What the hell is wrong with you people?
Okay, so there you go. It's like, where you are, Bronwyn, and so just go into it. What is it? Just say, what is a Sundance? Okay. Sundance is like it's like healing, and the ones that are doing it are like doing sort of like they make personal sacrifices for the community, etc., like that. You know what I mean? And so there was a lot of stuff around, like, where governments were saying, like, forbidding the performance of the Sundance and things like that. Nonetheless, not all First Nations do Sundances, but there you go. So I just say that, if the guy is truly walking the path, the red road, then that part's good. And then say, what is a native Sundance? You know what I mean? You got to be creative with your Googling. Okay, now, so you're going to move. Beware. Have your way out. Don't, like, suck all the way in until you know this guy well enough and you see his behavior over a long period of time, and what the deal is with this chick roommate. And how many children does he have? Find out how many children he's paying for. You know what I mean? Seriously. Anything else, Brittany? That's it? Okay. I hope that helps. Next time, if you get a headset, Bronwyn, then we'll be able to... Oh, you've got the kids. There you go. Okay, good. So there you go. Next time, if you have a headset, it's easier. You know what I mean, Bronwyn? So, don't make any more babies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go to, we got to move on. Andy, where's Andy? Is Andy still there? There she is. What's going on?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Brittany. Enjoying listening to this process. It's interesting how this information comes about. Wild. Wow.
So what you got? What do you got? Do you have a question?
Well, I do. I got a question. I'm concerned about an aunt who is going to be going in for, I don't know if this is going to involve surgery or not, but I'm just concerned about her health and what's coming up forward.
Her hip, is it? Does it have to do with her hip or something?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Is it her hip? Something to do with her hip?
Not that I'm aware of. She is different part of the body, actually, more like her head.
The only reason I asked is because I don't know if she's had a few like stumbles or falls lately.
I don't know. She didn't mention that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I haven't pulled cards yet. This is just stuff I'm getting right now. I'm pulling them as we talk. Is she not as? I mean, obviously she's older, so most of them aren't. But is she not as mobile as she used to be? I don't know if she's getting like a bigger woman. I don't know if she's overweight or if she's very frail. I just see somebody who is either one of two extremes, like very frail, like osteoporosis, like brittle bones, or somebody who is heavier and
Now that could be two other aunts. Definitely, you may be picking up on
the other.
They certainly have health issues too. That's for sure. I had a lot of aunts with health issues. Let me tell you.
Only way I could describe it right now, like what I'm picking up, is just like I'm glued to a chair. Like I'm not even in a walker. I'm not even in a wheelchair. I'm literally like glued to a chair.
Okay. Well, that tells me which aunt then. That's a different aunt, but yes, the one that you are describing definitely that describes her. And she's overweight.
Yeah. Is she also like tough to get her out on like the holidays? And
yes.
Not like to get her physically out, like she doesn't also want to go.
Right. I think there's a lot of depression there.
Yeah. See, because I'm just getting like, for some reason tonight I'm getting like just more like kind of empathic things, and it's helping me a lot. But with her, I feel like I'm switching back, and it's weird. There's 3 aunts or is there 2 aunts?
I'm sorry, say that again?
With the aunts you were talking about, how many are there? Are there 2 or 3?
There are 3. And you were describing, you're describing their health situations. I know the aunt that's stumbling too.
Yeah, they all may have different conditions, but they're all kind of they just need, I think, more help than maybe like the other members of your family want to admit. I hate to say that.
Right.
I know you're on the ball game, and you know what I mean, but I know just taking care of one elderly person is, you know what I mean, like hard enough, you know.
Yeah, and I live at a distance, so I'm not really available to, to help.
Just weird. I'm like going back and forth between like kind of 3 different mindsets, but it's like I'm like the same person still, because they're all like in the same situation.
Mhm.
But the one aunt that's getting surgery, I think honestly, even though you're worried about her and with the surgery and everything like that, I honestly feel like she's the one you don't really have to even to worry about the least, I guess, out of the three.
Right. That'd be accurate. Yeah, I mean, she's the most physically fit and the most mobile.
Yeah.
Very active. I just am worried because she's had cancer in the past, and I'm just concerned that maybe it's coming back.
You know what? I honestly think she's just got like a fighter, like more positive outlook.
Right.
Than the other two, and she'll always be, fine. If maybe one of the other ones were to get cancer or whatever, I know it sounds mean, but I don't think they would survive what she's survived,
Right. No, I think that you're spot on. She has a very different attitude. Absolutely.
I really think everything's, it's going to be fine with her. It's the other two that, I don't know. Like I said, I think they need, help, especially the one that's, heavier, that,
right.
Out. I mean, it's one thing to be, ill, have a good mindset. It's another thing to be ill and then also be,
Stressed, right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah, things will be okay. I think it's just getting, other members of the family, and, close members of their family too, kind of just up and realize, what's going on.
Right.
It's
they're all getting older, and it's,
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
work.
worry about them. Yeah. I really am a good 6 hours away, and I just am not able to really be there to help much.
Yeah.
Help at all, really.
With, you do what you can, and I think honestly, with your two other aunts, like, you really even shouldn't have to be that person that, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's like maybe 3 or 4 other people who, should step up before you that are
right. That are there, yeah.
And it's, you're a good person. Of course, you want to, like, be that person for them and take care of them. But, not to sound mean, it's like it's these other family members' jobs that have to get on top of it,
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope they will.
I think they will. It's just, you stay positive, like, with your other aunt, and, and be a good support system for her, and just keep her,
Sure.
Outlook optimistic, like, it always has been, just to remind her to keep her in that same headspace, and, I think she'll be fine.
Do you see the one that's in, that's got a good fighting spirit? They're talking about, possible surgery. Excuse me, a possible surgery. Would that be like, before the end of the year?
When you just said that to me, I got like possible repeated in my head like a few times. I think it's really a more what if than an actual thing in the works, if that makes any sense.
Okay, right, sure.
I almost feel like they say that to cover their own ass, but I don't really see it in the near future.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong because I'm not getting anything about it really at all, but I'm really more towards, it's possible underlined, you know what I mean, than definite.
Right.
Or,
right.
To get it or.
Sure. She is headed for a second opinion, so You know, it
Yeah,
could be
I think
that
that's
she'll get
I
a
think
different.
honestly, I think that is the best thing you could do. That to
Mhm.
definitely, because sometimes it really, what in instances like that where you're unsure, that second or third, doctor you go to could, be the one. I think in like really serious situations, second opinion really can't hurt. In fact, it can do a hell of a lot of good. So, and I think in this situation, it'll definitely bring a little bit more of a clear, like, more confirmed, like, situation of like what is actually to be, rather than like possible or she might,
Sure.
I think this doctor will be a little bit more consistent and clear.
Well, great. Thank you very much for the information.
Oh, well. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
good
Chris.
luck.
Thank you.
Take it easy. All right. Amy, you're up next. You can stay for a bit, can't you, Brittany?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Amy, how's it going?
Good. Everything's good. I'm glad to hear Brittany on the air. She's such a good reader.
Thank you.
Gosh, I have so many questions. Where do I begin? So, you need a question, or you want to just?
If you have one, it helps. But if you have need answers about other things,
Golly, I don't know which direction to go. Everything's so weird. Everything's so kooky lately.
I'm sure once you ask one, I'll pick up on other things too.
Do I go with the age-old question? Do I go with the age-old question? Yeah. Do I need to find my Do I need to find my underwear? I'm gonna continue.
How much
improvising with continue to improvise.
So let's see.
Actually, tomorrow, regardless of your answer, tomorrow I'm finding my underwear.
Tomorrow you're finding it? You said?
Because my mother you haven't been at the show. My mother, she didn't want to go to assisted living and she couldn't live alone anymore, so she moved into my one-bedroom apartment. She's the only child and selfish, and she's like I live on a daybed, and she has the rest of the apartment with like all her shit. So it's
God! This woman I became friendly with at the bar, she's like in the exact same situation, and that's why she always comes to the bar, because she's.
Oh no! Yeah, this morning I had a nerve. This morning I just started crying hysterically, but it's okay. It's okay because it's just sometimes love is loud and sometimes it's sad.
Yeah. Right.
Well, here's some advice from me while Brittany's figuring something out. Get a bottle of whiteout, Amy. Bottle of whiteout.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then go to your mother's palm when she's sleeping. And
write out part of her long lifeline?
long lifeline.
I have a long lifeline. It's funny because mine's shrinking. Mine was 3 inches
I know,
long
but
last
you
week,
deserve to have a few peaceful years, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I agree. But here's the key. It's my mother. It's so clear, and she knows it too. My mother is not going to die until she gets over this little affliction she has, which is empathy. Low. You know how some people are low estrogen? She's low empathy. But anyway, that's not what. Oh, let's let Brittany talk.
Well, the first thing I get is there I feel like there's a way for her to get her back out. Like there's some sort of program or funding or something that's like out there.
Oh, she got the fund. We got the funding.
Okay.
The key, really, I can't. You're just going to have to listen to the shows and archives to get the backstory. Keep going. I mean, I don't mean to be bossing you around. But.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I feel like I know this sounds weird. I feel like your mom's like hoarding money. Like that there's money, she has other money somewhere out there that I feel like maybe she's not telling you about. I don't know. I feel pretty strongly on this. I don't know why. Like I'm just getting like there's just like money like floating around.
Amy got muted.
Hoards it and hides it.
Muted it. You were muted, Amy. If you ever hear a beep in your ear, it means you got muted somehow. So
well, I hear beeps in my ear. I hear beeps in my ear all the time. I mean, how am I supposed to know? It's the radio as opposed to the mothership. I'm sorry.
It's the implants. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what did
Okay, so yes, Brittany, just keep going. I'm sorry. I am so disruptive and distracting.
No, I know. It's
so
a lot.
far, everything you've said is spot on. So just keep.
Sure.
But if we could get off on mother and over to boys, I would be much happier.
Sure.
Well, maybe the answer, because you ain't getting late until you go have a roommate like that.
What a surprise that is.
Your mom or whatever. Does she hide money in books like typical old people?
Yeah, she had everywhere. She's like freaking.
Yeah.
Like she thinks that the depression. She thinks that. Anyway, let's not. Yep.
Well, I was gonna say.
I mean, that's the problem.
That's where she puts it, and then she blames everybody else for taking
energy, and there's the only energy in my life right now is Miss Long Lifeline 2016.
Okay. Let's get to the other thing. More positive. Trying to see if you have any prospects or not. Like I'm trying to guess for myself. Have you met anybody that comes doesn't live in Florida but doesn't permanently live in Florida but comes back and forth? Like maybe they have like a Florida. How do I explain it? Like they travel. They have like a base in Florida, like a apartment or.
Oh no. I mean, yes, I know, but no, please not.
No,
that.
Okay.
Anyway, carry on. I mean, just go. Everything you're hitting.
Okay,
I can feel it energetically.
Spit it out, whatever I get.
So I'm fascinated to hear whatever comes out of your mouth.
There's something else I was getting about Brian. I had it before. I had it when I was talking about the mom thing, and then what was it? Is there like an accountant or a CPA or something like that you know of?
Yeah. Are these two different people? Because it's weird. Because I met a guy tonight, and we instantly fell in love, but he's gay. Like he was the artist at the art opening, and he's like, I have to get back in touch with you. I think he's going to jump ship. I think he's going to give up his card, and he lives in Provincetown. But he was just smitten with me. So that's and he splits his time. So that's that energy. And then the CPA, the CPA thing's weird because my new boyfriend, the gay artist, calls my business partner, formerly my gay boss, a CPA. He called him a CPA, and my gay boss got really insulted because it wasn't a glamorous enough profession for him.
Now that's weird you said that too, because even though I, was talking about men with you right now or whatever, I kept twice I got kind of sidetracked about your work situation, and I'm like, no, we're not talking about work.
Oh no, my work situation is such a cluster F that so just go with Brittany. Everything you're hitting on is you're freaking on the freaking money. So just follow. I'm just giving you a little coaching advice. Just go with it because everything you're hitting is to the T. So of course it's not what I want to hear. I want you to just say, yes, Amy, the guy you're talking to the other night, you're going to get married and live happily. You're going to find all your underwear, get married, and live happily ever after. But bad for me, but good for you because everything you are bringing up is spot on as to what's in my world today.
I can tap into this other. Okay. Don't know. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna doubt myself. I'm getting some sort of coach, not like a gym teacher maybe, but maybe they don't do this as their profession. Maybe they just do it for their kids or for
Yeah, that's the guy I had dinner with tonight. So he just retired and he's now a personal trainer. So like I said, Brittany, just spit it out because you're just nailing every single thing.
Yeah, this person I get really good vibes from.
Yeah, but he's gay. He's gay.
Well,
all these people are gay. But the boy I was going to buy, wash my underwear for, and soap and not mouthwash, goes to the gym. But I had dinner and sat next to the guy you just described.
I don't know. I just get really good vibes from these people. I mean, I know they're gay, but maybe.
I know some things transcend that. It's not all about.
Oh, or maybe even
sex.
They'll love you so much they'll bring.
They do love me so much. That's exactly it. They love me so much. I don't even notice that that atrophy has set in. Yeah, I'm like the new Judy Garland of Orlando.
But I feel honestly,
you hit the nail on the head. I have never seen this isn't like your usual. I don't even want to say that word because someone called me it, and it's very.
Amy, you're muted.
How is that happening? Am I muted or unmuted?
Now you're unmuted.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Brittany, I just need to explain to you that everything you're explaining. I went to this opening at the museum, and it was like the freaking seas parted for me. Everybody was like Amy, Amy, Amy. It was like I was the up. So everything that you were talking about is spot on. And I often think that maybe since I've had such a full life, that maybe that's not a priority. That being like the
I know what you mean.
Numero uno of Orlando will be even better than the past chapters of my life.
these people are gonna like bring a lot of like just positive fun.
Right, like one gave me a Mercedes, and yeah, I get it, and they like adore me, and they, so like right now I don't need, I get it.
I know that sounds silly, like I'm in the, you know what
no,
I mean?
No, it doesn't sound silly, because it is exactly like how I felt, like center of attention, which is my natural habitat. But then when I go home, I'm like,
no, I know.
I'm like, I just don't want to be, and I'm not going to say that word again. It just slipped. And my friend is in the same position, and now she doesn't even go out at night because she, like, one day she just hit this brick wall that she was sick of being FH, even though it was like, loved the conversation and loved the people she so longed for. There's a boy call that she kind of like squandered what she had. She's kind of like just squandered what she had.
Yeah, that's like the worst.
And now sits home and watches,
you know, I feel like
city reruns or something.
That outlet from your mom, you know what I mean? And these people, it's like you'll forget.
Right, because my mom hates me and these people love me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, you know, my mom like takes up, exactly. I get exactly what you're speaking of, and it is exactly how my day went today. I woke up this morning, I was in a ball crying because of my mother's just unbelievable selfishness. And then I go to the art opening, and I'm like the frickin' queen of Orlando.
Yeah.
Minnie Mouse moves over. Amy's in town now.
Seriously.
Like, oh, I love
I
your this, I love your that, I love your dress, I love your necklace. Oh, my God, you're enchanting. How do I get in touch with, you know? And then I come home, and there's my mother, like, you know.
Cinderella, right?
With her, exactly. No, you hit everything, and I know you haven't been coming to the show, so you didn't know a lot of this backstory. You hit everything on the money.
I can't, you know, highlight that more. Like, they seriously, like, you're, like, a little Florida, like, socialite. You know what I mean? To them. Like, they love
I get it totally. I get it.
Let's do something like that.
I get it totally, because I actually am quite and then I, you know, and every place I go, I meet people, and they're all, like, fancy, you know. My life here is so much fancier than my little beach life. But then each want, you know, you always focus on what you don't have, you know. It's just a human condition. It's always like, well, look at this great life, but I want a boyfriend, you know, and other person from my past came bubbling up to the surface. And, you know, people in their past are in your past for
a reason, yeah.
A reason. So I'm like, oh, yeah. But then it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I don't want to go too much time for overtime, but, you know, it's almost like that, that my newfound role is the social queen of the grand dame of Winter Park is gonna, like, it's almost like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to get me back to life. So
I hear you.
That I can get, because I sound like one of Chris's callers. It's like, you know, yeah, I live on a daybed and with my mother in a one-bedroom apartment, but it's my boyfriend. You know, it's like, I've reduced myself to being one of Chris's callers.
Oh my God, that.
Oh God, I love you, Amy. Seriously, I feel like this is gonna be like your year. You know, it really will.
I think you got muted again, Amy.
Jesus. Here, am I muted or unmuted?
You're good.
No, you're unmuted.
Okay. And Brittany, maybe I can see you next week because I'm coming to New Jersey. New Jersey.
When?
I'm going to Freehold to the Bruce Springsteen book signing, but I'm coming in on like on Sunday, and the book sign, and then spending the night in Freehold. But then I have to leave because I have to be back on. But anyway, I have your phone number. We'll be in touch.
Yes. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be so cool. Thank you. That was, you really, really did good because the stuff you nailed was with such specificity. I can't even begin to describe how specific it was.
No problem. You know what, especially, I'm glad, especially for you that, like, it was like that because, trust me, I'm in a similar boat, like, with my life right now and whatever, and I know it's like, you it's hard to not get in your head. Lately, I've been, like, so, it's hard to explain, like, I don't, any of the things that are stressing me out, I've almost, like, put them to the side, and I'm, like, straight ahead, and I've not even been, like, thinking about it. So I know if I start thinking about it, I'll just be done for.
Right, you combust. Yeah.
But
I get it.
on the other side, I'm also, optimistic in a weird way. It's like a weird optimistic depression.
No, I get it. I get it. And that's like the thing about life is like it goes on.
Yeah.
Whether you're having the life that you wanted to have. So many times we think like when we're in that stage like we're in right now that we're like not having a life, like we're in a life between lives or something, but it's not. It's like this is your life.
Exactly. I told you guys before about, the guy that is a regular at the bar I work at, and he just has been for 1.5 years, every single day crying about this same woman, and he can't wait until there's a new person that comes into the bar or someone he hasn't met before so he can retell that whole story, and he cries at the drop of a hat, and he's just so pessimistic. And
he sounds like a Curious Times caller.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. You don't even know. Energy vampire. He's a very nice guy, but, I could come into work with complete energy, full of life, and then I'll be drained in 2 seconds.
So you really do need to have some obsidian or hematite or generally a black stone.
I've never seen a man cry so fast at the drop of a hat and also be able to stop it so fast. I've never seen someone cry so much in my life, male or female.
Wow. His name Bob. Is any of you named Bob there, Amy? Or anyway.
His name's Rich, but they call him Coach.
If you're unmuting your damn selves,
It's who, Bob? Bob. My dead brother's name's Bob.
Corinne's supposed to meet Bob.
Oh, Corinne's
the artist is not named Bob. No.
Oh. Maybe his middle name is. Or maybe they just call him Bob.
What about Bob? What about
Good reads,
Bob?
Britt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a night, I'd say. Tough night.
Woo.
But really, all of a sudden tonight, Brittany, usually you just spit stuff out a lot better than you were tonight,
Well, she hit some hard ones, too.
You know what's weird? Normally I don't get such, like, I am, like, a bit of an empath, but today it was like I was more, like, overcome with, like, feelings and emotions and just felt weird. like almost like I was in that person's body or in their, like, viewing in their eyes, where like I couldn't, I almost like had to think like where, you know what I mean? Like ground myself. Like I was, drifting into like another person or something. It was very strange.
But you were getting the stuff, but you were just very reluctant to just say it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's also, it just in general too, that's just something I have to work on.
Usually you're not quite like, but anyway, it is what it is. Good job. It was one of those. I appreciate that you came on, and I want you to keep coming on.
And you know what, too? Sorry, one last thing. I'm going through my, like, some stuff as is, but, like I said before, and, I was doing much better. Remember I told you that's why I didn't want to do readings, like, a few months ago, because I was going through my own stuff.
Yeah.
And, I've been good, and then kind of it's come back up a little bit, and that's why, I mean, again, I'm getting better now or whatever, but last week I really wasn't in a good place. I was just back kind of to where I was.
So next time you do readings, don't underestimate this. Next time you do readings, take out, do you have hematite or do you have obsidian or something like that? Take a piece out and keep it with you. Like, keep it like right when you view. Like, hold it for a couple minutes before or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe rest it on your tarot cards or whatever you're using that day, and just like maybe after every reading, pick up the stone quick and just, you know what I mean, and just quickly clear.
Yeah, you're right. You know what, I know just age too, and I don't think not like it really matters, honestly.
But I mean, a black stone like that is grounding, and it
yeah, no, that's good. You're right. Oh my God, I'm like, why? Who's typing 3? And I'm like, that's me.
I'm talking. Stop.
Sorry.
You keep cutting me off. The important part is it blocks the negative energy. That's the important part. You know what I mean? I think you're fairly well grounded, but it's like you're maybe more susceptible to other people's negative energy right now. And then when you're cutting in on some of these readings, then it's not always sunshine and lollipops. You know what I mean? And so I think if you have that kind of protection with yourself, and by keeping it there visible, like for me anyway, like it's like an absolute reminder. Like I used to take my worry stone when I was having such troubles at work. Well, I always had my hematite worry stone with me, but it was always in my pocket. And so at times when I was starting to get like pissed off at somebody or whatever, like I would actually pull it out of my pocket and fumble it, like play with it in my hand, And this was an absolute, intent setter and reminder to me. You know what I mean? It was a tangible thing that I could be working with at that moment. And so that's why I say that, And,
you're right. I think that would help.
Keep trying different stones like during your day, like, and definitely if you got that guy draining you at work, it's definitely what you want to do. You know what I mean? And if you're standing behind the bar when the guy's all whiny to you, is that ever the situation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Then like sit are you sitting or standing? Standing?
Standing.
Yeah, so if you lean on the counter a bit or whatever, if you can cross your ankles or whatever, like you're also closing your energy off that way. But I think you can just like remind yourself, I'm shutting this shit out. You know what I mean?
I make good money, but I really, have to say, sometimes, some days I have a lot of fun there, but some days it's very energy draining. And don't get me wrong, it's not hard work or anything, sure, do I, I bartend, I'm not doing like hard labor, but.
Well, you also have to remember, you don't have to take on, you don't have to, I think that you're just a very kind person, number one. Mm-hmm. So you can try to say something to make everybody feel better. There's some people that don't want to feel better. You know what I mean? And what they're getting at is they want all that attention. So when you've already identified this one guy, then you come up with a few little things to say that kind of closes it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I hope one day things will get better for you. And then busy yourself doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just you got to find little things that you can say that bring an end to it. Like it brings an end to it. You're not open to keep on having this guy spewing his verbal freaking puke all over you. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say to you, you know.
Good idea.
That's exactly. You already know he's fishing for everybody's attention and sympathy. Wah, wah, wah. You know what I mean?
I realize he just wants to be stuck in his past because, more comfortable to him, I guess, even though he's miserable. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why he doesn't have a girlfriend. He drives him crazy.
One day you might just want to say, like, as soon as you want to, your life can become much happier.
I did say that to him. And he'll yes you to death, and he'll be like, yeah, you're right. Then he'll drink. I mean, the thing that sucks too is he's also, they drink.
Oh, but then
so this man forgets everything he tells you.
Oh, God.
The end, you know what I mean? The end. Like, you have to come up with some ways to close the conversation. And don't feel obligated to keep letting the guy keep whining at you, you know? And so if you have to go busy yourself doing something, tune him out. For heaven's sakes, you're a woman. You should be able to tune men out, yeah?
Also there, you know what's so funny? There, people always say, like, joke around there, like, don't get in her way if she's working or needs to get something or, because she will run you over, because I'm, like, on a mission and I kind of zone out and, just make sure I'm, like, and I also do, like, these, the chalkboard that they put in the front with these, like, just stupid little sayings and whatever, and, I'll be doing that and then I'll be putting, different things together for the bar, different events or whatever they're going to be doing. And most people are like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to that, and then we'll catch up or, when you have a minute. I'll be making all these drinks. And he's like, first of all, he's also very loud. He'll just be like going on. And I'm like, seriously. No, because nobody else wants to hear it anymore,
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to hear something funny, though? So she has a life insurance. So his ex-girlfriend, okay, he's like 60, a retired teacher. His ex-girlfriend is like in her early 40s, so she's like 20 years younger than him. She still has, okay, she pays into a life insurance policy every month for her ex-boyfriend, him. And she
prays every night for him to die.
He never agreed to it. He also told me how her first husband, okay, committed suicide, and she just happened to be the 911 operator or the, like, police dispatcher or whatever who got the phone call.
Uh-oh.
Okay? She had a second husband who, honestly, what I think is maybe that was, like, her little partner, because I think this woman, I think she must do something because it's just weird. And he got all scared. Like, oh, the second husband is going to come after me or whatever. And he's like, I don't care. Keep her. I don't want her. And he just took his TV and he left the apartment. He has an ex-wife who's a Jehovah's Witness and is more involved in her religion, he says, than him. He's so lonely, he says. that he wants to get back with the ex-wife. He wants to get back together with the ex-girlfriend. Two people who he calls the evil one, both of them. I said, you don't want either one of them. You're just lonely, and you just, need to get back out there. Your self-esteem shot, and you're dealing with two people you think maybe you can make it work, but you don't want either one of them. Yeah. But I seriously think he's going to be a Dateline episode one day because.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Some strange stories about the whole situation.
That's bad.
Said he woke up.
Kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Said he woke up once like foggy, and he said he was all foggy and felt like something was up or weird, and he said he opened his eyes and he could have sworn that she was standing above him and there was someone else, like another man in the room. And then he went to the hospital and then to the rehab or whatever. I think she tried to drug him or whatever, kill him, and it didn't work. And after he went to rehab, she was like, all right, what if he remembers? I'm getting out of this situation. But he still wants to get back together with her.
Well, you gotta let,
read a book one day.
There's sometimes people I'm trying to think of the things that people say that just drive me nuts. But it's sort of like to say, well, I don't know, it's I don't know, it's like, oh, I gotta come up with it, but oh man, it just makes me go crazy with it, and
let people say, when they're upset, or what people say back, like when someone complains, and then they have
someone's it's very dismissive in a way, but it's also very one that used to bug me was, oh well, I'll hold space for you. Something like that.
I know what you mean. That's gonna bother me.
But then there's just ones that are something like it's like expert fucking carry on, because I'm gonna come up with it. You know what I mean? You guys talk, and I'm gonna come up with it.
That too.
Okay, I'm back. I was trying to tape something and I was making too much noise.
Okay, here, let's check this out. Here we go. We're just gonna Google.
What can you do? Like if someone says that?
Here, everything. So, how to handle a chronic complainer? Okay, everything sucks, and you can't convince me otherwise. So, got any chronic complainers where you work? It seems like every workplace has them. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so. Number one, cheering them up doesn't work. Okay? Suggesting solutions doesn't work. Telling them to pull themselves together doesn't work. Complaining about the complainer doesn't work. Ignoring them doesn't work. Complaining along with them doesn't work. Them doesn't work. A trick that does work. So what does work? Here's a simple but very effective trick. A friend of mine who's a dentist, go figure that out. That's a dentist. That's spooky. A friend of mine who's a dentist told me about an elderly, grouchy patient of hers. Every time he came in for an appointment, he complained about the weather, his children, his cars, his taxes, society, and any other topic that would come up. And you might think, hey, she's a dentist. Fill his mouth with gauze and cotton and let's see him complain then, right? And so stick a few, freeze his mouth up or something. Anyway, so I taught her this trick, and the next time he came in for an appointment, she was ready. He went into the chair and immediately started complaining. After listening to his usual litany for a while, my dentist friend said, with deep sympathy in her voice, "No, that sounds terrible." Wow, what was that? Sounds like
Not
It was
me.
my computer. I thought it was on mute, but something popped open, and sorry about that. So just
right when we have the solution. You know, that sounds terrible. I don't know how you deal with all these problems. And then you know what he said? Well, it's not that bad, right? So this approach works because it gives the complainer what he's really after, empathy. Not cheering up, not solutions, not egging on, just understanding of what is, for him, a difficult situation. 2 important things to note. Don't be sarcastic when you say it. Be sincere. And you don't have to agree that these are huge problems. Even if everything the complainer says sounds trivial to you, remember that it feels like a huge problem to him or her, or they wouldn't be going on about it. What seems trivial to one person. So write this down. Write this down.
Okay.
Brittany, you know that sounds terrible. I don't know how you deal with all these problems. There you go.
And put that in your pocket.
I don't think I could say that honestly though with a straight face. I think I would laugh hysterically.
No, just listen. If it comes down to you having to come home feeling like shit every day, you'll learn to say it. Practice. No, that sounds terrible. I don't know how you deal with all those problems. There you go. And then if you have to go run to the kitchen or something.
Yeah, I'll run to get another bottle or something.
Yeah. Okay, wine. 4 simple steps to deal with complainers. 1, acknowledge them. No, we don't like that one. Recognize you can't change their feelings. Try to let them know that it's not their. No, I don't agree with this one. This is not going to help a drunk guy at the bar.
Be right back. I'm just gonna get a drink myself.
You're gonna get a drink. Okay, the difference between negative people and chronic complainers. So an optimist sees a glass half full, a pessimist sees a glass half empty. A chronic complainer sees a glass that is slightly chipped, holding water that isn't cold enough, probably because it's tap water. When I ask for water, I wait, there's a smudge on the rim too. Which means the glass wasn't cleaned properly. Now I'll probably end up with some kind of virus. Why do these things always happen to me? And so there you go. That's funny. How to survive a conversation with a complainer. We all have to deal with them. You're forced to work with one, and you have How to okay, listen and nod. Listen and nod. Okay, but because validation is the key to shutting down a complainer, initially you need to show that you care. As grating as it might be to do your best to show that you're actually hearing what they're saying. And even if the complaints seem ridiculous and pointless, do not roll your eyes when you check your mail. Instead, nod your head and say things like, I heard you were that much. Most cases, complainers wear themselves out on fire. That's not this guy, though. A lot of time, chronic complainers are the way they are because they don't have anyone to vent to. Get yourself a sign in front of your tip jar, $5 charge for whining. Hey, Brittany?
I didn't catch what you said. Most chronic complainers are what?
Oh my God, I don't know what you mean.
No, it was they'll most likely will themselves out because chronic complainers are.
Yeah, they're that way because they don't have anyone to vent to.
Oh my God, this guy.
If I don't listen to him, then maybe he'll stop.
No, they'll keep. Anyway, a guy like this is he's an Olympic style. He's an Olympic, an elite whiner. He's an Olympic whiner. Gold medal, world record whining champ. And so put up a sign somewhere visible that says $5 charge for whining. And then jar.
Oh, this guy would come into work And when he didn't feel good, he would actually have his head bowed, his shoulders all slumped forward, and walk super, super slow so you'd ask him what was wrong. So we just all got to where we were real cheerful when he came in. He was a goofball.
So another strategy they say is you ask them how they intend to fix their problem. Now, how successful people handle toxic people. How successful people handle toxic people. Toxic people defy logic. Some are blissfully unaware of the negative impact they have on those around. Others seem to derive satisfaction from creating the chaos. And the ability, they set limits. Okay, so the highly successful people, they set limits, especially with complainers. Avoid this by setting limits and distancing yourself when necessary. Sometimes you can't do that, though. They don't die in the fight. Successful people know how important it is to live to fight another day, especially when your foe is a toxic individual. So this guy's not quite, he's just a whiner. He's not a toxic, poisonous, just a sad, pathetic man at this point. So anyway, I like that one, which is, oh, that sounds terrible. I don't know how you deal with all those problems. No one put aside the raised eyebrows.
That's interesting that you say that, because I had this really odd thing happen. Okay, this friend of mine who's like, I went to college with him, but then he became like a heroin addict, and then I reconnected with him, and I was like, and then how he blocked me. So, I know, I did take a screenshot of this. Hold it, this is worth. Well,
you know what? I totally forgot to end the recording. Thank you, archive listeners. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Peace out.